You're gay. Hello and welcome back, Ravers. It is season 3, episode 6 of Gay Rave, and I am the Gabrielle, and we have so much to talk about. While I am recording this, it is officially June 30th, which means that we have mere moments left of Pride Month before we gotta wrap it up, people. Okay, take down the flags. Mom, take down the sign out of your front yard. It's no longer safe here. We no longer believe in science here, okay? But it was Pride weekend, and while I am tired, we did survive. Let's talk about it. So Friday, it began with a rager hosted by Aaron and Marg, and it was at Berry Park rooftop. Gorgeous night. The theme was whips and chains, looked gorgeous. My whip arrived just on time. I had ravers Becca and Summer bring my whip to the party because I did not come prepared. But it was a hit for the 5 minutes I was there with my whip. Looked absolutely stunning. Then went to go to Ladyland under the K Bridge. We did leave for Ladyland probably approximately 10:30 or 11 p.m. thinking, oh, Cardi B is going to go on last. Like, we'll get there approximately midnight when she goes on. We arrive. There's still 2 acts before Cardi B that still have to happen. Shocking. Okay. So we all, go get drinks, kind of lock in for the time. Cardi B does come on 1:30 a.m. for 30 minutes. And that 30 minutes, euphoric. Am I right? Okay, it was great. Seeing WAP live was a spiritual experience for me. It was amazing. But they really hyping up like this surprise. They were also like, Cardi B, back in like 2016 or 2017, we invited Cardi B and she performed here. Now she's back, like full circle, a global superstar, and like really hyping us up. Like we were all kind of like, yes, okay, down for this. Like, is the surprise that she's like actually here? And they were like, there's a big special surprise. And so Cardi B comes out, does her set list, her 30 minutes at 1:30 a.m. And I totally forgot about the surprise because I was so excited. But now I'm sort of like, what was the surprise like she really did come here and do this? Like she's really here. I know. We can't believe it either. Or was there someone who was coming on? Like I don't know what happened. I need an insider to tell me what happened there because it's actually going to start to piss me off. So that was Friday. Getting home from under the K Bridge did make me want to kill myself, and I did cry every single night of Pride this year. But not in the club, only at home or on my way home. Okay. I did take a long, long walk and then trains to an Uber to get home, and I still went to bed at 4 a.m. Friday. Saturday was Dyke March, followed by more crying. But Dyke March was wonderful as per usual. The theme was My Calvins. A lot of people wore them on purpose, if not by accident. And that was really fun. Weather stayed up. The fountain was great as usual. I was making my way home from the fountain. I didn't realize how late this was. It was like 8 p.m. when I was finally getting on a subway at West 4th to go uptown to shower. And I did fully shower, wash my hair, make myself dinner, and watch those Love Island episodes because I was just like, I could not be making it back out. But I was on the train platform soaking wet as I am preparing to go home. And a man approaches me and he's like, hey, I just like couldn't help but stop and say how beautiful you were. And mind you, he's holding a binder. Okay, he's holding a binder. And so I'm sitting here like looking around like, sir, I am soaking wet from head to toe. All of my clothing is soaking wet. My head is soaking wet. All my hair, my shoes, I'm like holding my shoes. I have my socks on because once again, soaking wet. All right. I was like, sir, I am soaking wet. He's like, I didn't notice. I was like, what are you selling? I am not the one. Get out of here. I almost start barking. I was like, I cannot be doing this. And then this unhoused woman, she comes up to me. She was like selling flowers, like those individual roses on the subway. And she was like, girl, he came up to me too. He was trying to pull the same shit. I don't know what's in the binder, but I know it can't be good. And I was like, yes, I know. And so we were like sort of kikiing about that. So me and this woman were really trying to avoid this man. And you know what? Me and this woman who was selling flowers, we were really bonded in that moment because there is nothing worse than a man with a binder. It's so true. Threatening auras, threatening auras. Okay, then Sunday. Okay, then followed by that crying. And then Sunday was just the beach. Didn't go to the village, didn't end up going to Queer Garden, just went to the beach, enjoyed myself, and then cried on the way home, obviously. So, for all the shit I was talking about John Mayer in the last pod about Dave Time, I was listening to John Mayer and God damn it. In Your Atmosphere live edition, okay. Listen, I just had therapy last week. I could not be doing all of this shit like it was really doing something to my spirit, and it was really making me emo. And I did make a Heartbreak Anthems playlist on Spotify for myself. And it's like I knew I was gonna need it. And yes, I did. I used it. And you know what? That shit hits different when you turn that shit off. Like, turn it off, bitch. Please enjoy your life. But No Tears in the Club had a really nice time. Just so different this year. I think it's different. Like, I just miss, how things have been in the past. It was different. I still had a nice time, but always reminded of like the firsts and lasts that you're experiencing. Like I'm experiencing as a single person. So it was difficult. It was definitely emotional and just trying to work through it. It's my first time on this planet. It's my first time being a human. So it is definitely one of the harder things to be out and experiencing all these like mix of emotions and not let it take you there or just to sit there. So shout out to anyone going through something, and also shout out to me for not doing anything toxic or crazy, because honestly there were moments where I was like, I could do it. And then I was like, no, no, actually, don't be crazy. Don't be crazy. And it does take a lot of willpower. So shout out to us, really, like very well adjusted bitches. It takes a lot of strength. Lord, bear me strength to be a well adjusted bitch. Okay. Moving on. Speaking of John Mayer, Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom broke up. The rumors are out that they are getting divorced. Obviously, not good news. She really seems to be going through it, and I am sorry to her. So, Katy Perry, shout out. Pride Month's almost over, so we can sort of give her this one moment to say, hope you're okay, Queen. And the tour seems to be improving. It seems like some of the viral roasting has actually been working out in your favor. So good for you. Moving on, Queer Ultimatum is back. I have started to make my way through it. I am on episode 4, I think. Oh my God, this is the gayest shit. I log in to Netflix to go watch it for the first time. I use my sister's Netflix. So I log in and I go to Queer Ultimatum to watch it, and it's already like halfway through episode 5. And I was like, someone cooked here. So my ex has my login. So I'm like, oh, nice. I'm always like, oh, the Lincoln Lawyer, oh, nice. What are you watching? No Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. I'm gonna start blocking shit. If there's shit, I'm like, no, 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 none of this. Listen, you're on my account. Don't be switching users. None of that. So Queer Ultimatum, I got into it finally, and these characters are quite interesting. I feel like they really lose access to a lot of queer people doing this show because, especially New York gays, like, if you were interested in this kind of situation, first of all, to go on the ultimatum, the premise is that you have to believe in traditional marriage in the first place, like rings and weddings and like long term monogamy, which, like, in New York, truly, everyone's like, just be open or just be poly. So they sort of lose the New York gays there. But there are a lot of Virgos, a lot of Libras. You hate to see it because I don't really love any of these people, and I am a Libra. So you know what? I'm past it. I'm going to try to go in with open eyes. But these first episodes are fucking hilarious. Like, they put them up in Miami. I think it's like all in Miami, all this like couple of months where filming is happening. And they, have their first couple of nights as they're dating each other before they figure out who they want to swap with. Should I be talking about the premise? Okay. The premise of the ultimatum is you and your partner, one of you wants to get married and the other person has reservations. So you all go on this show and you end up swapping partners with somebody or finding another partner and living with them for 3 weeks as your like trial wife or trial spouse. And then after the 3 weeks together, you go back to your original partner for one week. And then at the end of that final week, at the end of the full 4 weeks, you determine, like, has my opinion changed about marriage? Do I want to get married? Any of that. Okay. Right. So before they do the switch, before they find new partners, they're all like, talking about the experience and who delivered the ultimatum and then the reservations the other person has. And I'm like, first of all, if you are on this show, you're cooked. Like, I am so sorry. I hate to say it. But I know a bottle of Andre when I see it. They could not spring for the $12.99 bottle. In Miami, a bottle of Andre, $8.99. Maybe $9.99 with inflation. But honestly, Netflix, I know your budget is bigger than this. I know that you are giving Mr. Beast literally millions of dollars every single day. So I know that you can buy them a bottle of Vouv. at least one for everybody to split. Everybody got like multiple bottles of Andre, and they were doing. I think that Andre actually paid for this placement because they weren't like censoring out the name. Imagine Andre's like, this is our moment. This is our moment to do brand placement only for the Queer Ultimatum bottles of Andre. Everybody gets a bottle of Andre. $8.99, $9.99. And actually, as their target market, I get it. Like, I get it. You know how many bottles of Andre I bought in my life? The limit does not exist. Okay. So in the Queer Ultimatum, once you pick your trial partner, they start passing around. It's this like long dinner table. They start passing around this like tray full of engagement rings. Like, you got to give your new trial partner an engagement ring. I was like, y'all can have a tray full of like real engagement rings, like thousands of dollars on this tray, just like being passed around. And they got to go home and celebrate with a bottle of Andre. $7.99, $7.89. I don't know. That shit didn't sit right. I thought that was really funny though. So definitely watch it, but don't give me any spoilers because I am not up to date. But I will be using this 4th of July break to stay current. Okay. Moving on. Another current event. We have to talk about this. So Paige Beckers of former UConn women's basketball fame, now WNBA Dallas Wings fame, is said to have come out with her girlfriend, AZ Fudd, who is still playing for UConn. So she's playing like, I think, a super senior year at UConn. She had a couple of injuries that took her out. Around the same time, actually, Paige had an injury too, which is where I'm sure they felt their special bond. And so AZ is playing another year before she goes to the WNBA, which honestly, a good decision because all the attention was on Paige this year anyway. Year before, Caitlin Clark. Like, you just got to ride your wave, find your time. Okay. So, uh, it was in a photo that AZ posted online of a selfie, and you could see her phone case said Paige Becker's girlfriend on it. And that's everyone's like, oh my God, that's her way of coming out. There's all these like articles, like the articles like AZ Fudd and Paige coming out, gay, lesbian. And I'm like, what you don't understand is like, I actually think this is just Gen Z friendship. Like, I don't know, you guys. Like, the phone case, like, isn't hard-hitting evidence. I don't know. You know what actually, like, really sealed the deal for me is if they just, like, said what they are when they want to. Like, no shade, no shade, but, like, we should probably just let it go for a second, And love that for them, and that is their path, and that is their journey. Listen, Paige is a God-fearing woman, and there was this Instagram video taken of her singing Love. I think it's by Lauryn Hill. Oh no, it's gonna kill me. Love, you know what I'm talking about. She was singing that song and they caught her on the Jumbotron at a Wings game. And I was like, you know what? Take your time, Paige. Take your time. We'll be here when you're ready. All right. Speaking of Gen Z friendship and like, commitment issues, I'm just going to roll right into my I'm sorry because watching Love Island is so crazy. You know how many think pieces are being made out about Love Island like as we speak right now? Like there is a BuzzFeed writer right now that is just like sweating, staying up all night. Like I literally need to get this out. I have a deadline talking about how like Gen Z and Gen X, Y people can't like be in love anymore because dating apps cooked them. That's what I'm talking about. So my I'm sorry is to the youth. Sorry everything is ruined for you because I feel like Love Island has just become like the battle of someone better coming along. The whole thing is like there is no one who is in a serious couple. There is no one who is closed off. And it has been weeks that the show has been going on. The whole premise of Love Island is that like you are supposed to be like growing connections with people and eventually new people come in and you are closed off to them because like you are in a committed something with someone. And the winners of the show at the end of like the 8 to 10 weeks or whatever are the people who are supposed to have like the closest, deepest connection over time. And it feels like we're just not getting anywhere. There's no really solid couples. The solid couples we have still have issues, still aren't closed off, still are willing and looking and open to other connections. I'm like, where is the yearning? Where is the burning desire? Where is the romance? Where is the commitment? We have come so far from holding the boombox outside the window or I wrote you for 500 days. That guy that came out scary, but it was supposed to be The Notebook, where he was like, I wrote you for 500 days or whatever. And then her mother hid the letters from her. You know what I'm saying? But is it the apps that did it? You know what I'm saying? Is it the apps? I don't really know. And there's all these articles about how like kids don't have sex anymore and how all these like AI chatbots and things and incel culture and Reddit people and porn addiction and gambling addiction are taking people, and apps are becoming so gamified that like romance and actual like intimate connection is so distant, and that's why kids aren't having sex anymore. Like kids are prude, and I mean kids, I mean like young adults. I don't mean like actual children. They should not be having sex, but like young adults and people of Gen Z are like not having sex, and so I'm like, maybe this Love Island is actually a great example of that. I don't know. All of these 20 somethings, and some of them are fucking. Don't get me wrong, some of them are fucking. But I am sorry. I'm sorry to the youth. Sorry everything is ruined by big tech and the lobbyists paying to not have regulations on anything. Sorry, you guys. Sorry that Meta is trying to get everybody to hate their body and kill themselves. And sorry that everything is just your man liking hot pictures of porn stars or like OnlyFans models on Instagram, and then they won't say they love you. I'm so sorry. And it's an issue everywhere. Like, I feel like even watching Love Island has made me more self-conscious. Like going to the beach and wearing a swimsuit, I was like, sort of like, damn, man, like I can't, I just can't believe that this is what we're watching on TV and that this is like what we're okay with, but that's fine. I am on board for it and I'm going to get off my high horse. I did write this down, so I'm going to say it now. Austin looks like the type of dude who sends the first nude he takes. Wait, that's actually kind of good. It's kind of true. Was Austin the one during the game where they said he had sent like over 1,000 dick pics or over 1,000 nudes before? Or was that Charlie? There was one or two dudes who had like hundreds. They had sent hundreds of nudes before, which is like a shocking number. But the reason like I'm not sending a lot of nudes is because like I do sort of an artful take. Like I'm not trying to be sending the first nude I take. Never send the first one. You know, you always need to sort of look, make sure everything's like looking right. Like, how about the lighting? Like, maybe there's like a shadow or something. And I just feel like Austin seems like the type of guy who's just like takes it, fucking rips it, like not even another thought. And that is the type of dude that I feel he is, not just a Trump supporting weirdo pool boy. Okay. Moving on, speaking of lobbyists ruining our lives, in rave news, Zohran Mamdani won the Democratic primary for the New York City mayor, everybody. We did it, Joe. One good thing happened in this world. I could not be happier. And all the articles, oh my God, Twitter was so amazing when he won. It was actually incredibly inspiring. Like the way that he won just shows that like young people and people who give a shit can actually affect change. Zohran Mamdani is 33 years old. I am 31 years old. The fact that this man is like just a hop and a skip away from my own path, scary, scary, scary. And all the articles were like, Muslim socialist wins Democratic primary. I'm like, yeah, bitch, a Muslim socialist is going to be the New York City mayor. Oh my God, that would be so incredible. And the LOLs, New York City is blue. It's been blue, metropolis vibes, a lot of libs coming here. Then Eric Adams comes out. Eric Adams, widely hated current mayor. He's most well known for the Turkish flights, taking on like Turkish flights in exchange for something. If you're going to be corrupt, like go harder is all I'm saying. And the rat czar. He's always like, we're going to get rid of the rats on these streets. Who are you going to call? The rat czar. Like those are the two things he's known for. It's like being corrupt by taking flights to Turkey. He's already bald. I don't see any hair plugs. Nothing's going on top. And then the rat czar? Come on, King. Be inspiring. So, yes, Zohran won. I'm thrilled. And it actually cracks me up because everyone's like, he just won the young people. He just won the people who want, rent stabilized apartments and, government funded grocery stores and all of these things, right? And the LOLs about the actual data from the election is he actually won people who I think it was 24 to 32 who make over $100,000. I was like, are these people young? And are they actually impoverished in New York City? I mean, $100,000 in New York City, it is difficult to live on a lot of money in New York City, but $100,000 is still a good amount of money to be living off of. So I just think it's like the New York City, the Brooklynites who look like really dirty and look like they don't have a lot of money, but they're actually artsy. Those are the people who voted for Zohran, and those are us libs. I do put myself in that category who are voting these people in, but we'll take it. Listen, we'll take it. That's fine. I'm fine with it. Rave review. Good for you, Mamdani. I could not be happier. Moving into grave reviews. This is really going to take a turn. moving into power posing. Do you remember like 10 years ago when all those TED Talks were coming out, aka when I was at my internship? Okay, so here's some lore about me really quick. Lore alert. Woo woo. So I had to take a super senior semester at college because I took really long to figure out what my major was going to be, and then like the way the credits worked out and the way that I had to retake a couple courses from freshman year um worked out that I needed a couple extra classes, so I had to do an extra semester. So they let me walk in graduation though, because if you had like less than 10 credits to do after graduation, you could still walk. So I walked in graduation on a Sunday. I want to say it was like May 15th or something like that, 10 years ago. And then this Monday following, I started my internship. So I'm like 21, 22 years old, rolling in like, what's up, y'all? All these like 20-year-olds are like, hey, what's up? And no one asked me to buy them alcohol. First of all, it's because I give off narc vibes. Second of all, everyone was just trying to live their life like, I'm a rising junior, I'm a rising senior. I love these girls now. These people who were in my internship class, two of them still work there with me, have multiple children, husbands and multiple children. And here I am like, what's up, you guys? Hey, I'm on my podcast every single week. I'm so alone listening to John Mayer having Dave time. Not a big deal. So my internship was a lot of creating numbers on PowerPoints because these people didn't know how to do the automatic numbering, making sure that the formatting was right and all the bullets were the same size and lined up. Like a lot of that. I did an HR internship. I mean, what am I supposed to do, you know? But I did watch a lot of TED Talks because a lot of like websites were blocked, but not the TED website. So I was watching every single possible TED Talk I could. And I watched the one, I want to say was it Brene Brown or was it one of those names like Sheryl Sandberg who were like, before a big meeting, make yourself really, really big or stand like Superman or something. So that way power poses make you feel really confident and they can help your performance. So they had people literally power posing at work, like in public before meetings. Like that was the big hoorah back then. And I'm like, bitch, why am I roaring before my meeting? Why am I like, roar? They're like, roar like a lion. I'm like, why am I roaring in the workplace? Why am I roaring before my meeting? Like, can't we all just agree that it just might need to come from inside and we all have our own methods for how we self soothe? But I don't know if standing in front of my interviewer's room doing a power pose or roaring is really going to be the difference maker here. And I actually am happy that we're doing away with some of these things and some of these fads because I do think power posing can be left behind. So that is my grave review. My thing, especially now that we're in a virtual world, I get the anxious leg. Like I have, I obviously am on Adderall and I have like multiple cups of coffee. And then during the day, whatever comes naturally, a Diet Coke. I have the like anxious leg. I have like the bouncing knee thing. So I always have to like either like sit on my feet. But when I'm really nervous, I just need to be like clasping my hands really tight. Or if I'm feeling like I have a lot of spare time and I can run off camera, putting my head in the freezer. That always helps. Cool down your face. What is it, that nerve, the vagus nerve? Just cool it all down. No ice. I don't own ice in my apartment. So it's just got to put my head in the freezer. Curious to know what you do and curious if power posing changed you, but let's leave it in the past. That is a leave it behind for me. Also, great review. Trader Joe's mineral sunscreen. Count your days, bitch. I went to Trader Joe's because I was like, I need a cheap spray on sunscreen before I go to the beach on Sunday. Mia sent me this mineral sunscreen for my face. That's actually great. It's like a rub on. It's actually tinted, so it's not white mineral sunscreen. But this spray on mineral sunscreen had me looking like a ghost. It was so racist. Like putting it on my brown friend Desi was like so offensive and so bad. And as much as I tried to rub it in, it really didn't work. It looked like I truly hated them and was trying to sabotage them from having any sort of game because it was the only thing you could notice about this person was like the sheen of white all over them. So I am sorry. And to everyone, just watch out. If you get the white bottle, the mineral sunscreen, it does come out white. Okay. And it takes quite a bit to rub off. Okay, moving on. Can I say something really quick? I relate to Love Island because I am also single and vulnerable. And I just want to say that I am proud of everybody who is going through things. And I try and am really trying hard to be patient with myself and with others. And a wonderful realization I've had is that the only difference between who I am and who I want to be is like effort and time. And that's a really empowering thought, but it also helps me with this breakup. And I know you're probably sick of hearing it. And I know it's been almost 5 months. It'll be 5 months shortly. But I'm just not over it. And I think that I have to be okay with that because not being okay with it isn't going to help me. So everyone's going through something. And I know I'm just one of many people, but we're all sort of doing it for the first time and are bringing a lot of our own history and our own issues and our own baggage to the table. So I'm trying to be more patient with myself and with others and to be honest with myself and others. And I encourage you to do the same thing. And I also think something that's really great that's come out of this is this freedom from who I, have been or how I have been known. It's sort of giving yourself the permission to break out of those things that you might not always appreciate about yourself. I found myself in therapy talking about, everyone expects me to do this, or everyone's waiting for me to cause a fit or make a scene or make a big deal out of things. And I just like don't want to be that person. And I found myself saying, like, I just don't want to feed into everyone's expectation. I don't want to feed into these things that everyone thinks about me or what they know about me. And then I remembered, I'm like, oh, well, like, if I don't want to do that, I just shouldn't do it. So it's a very freeing thing. And I hope everyone has a wonderful therapist like I have, and friends like I have, and family and wonderful people in my life. But just know everything's hard. And that's okay. And you can and you cannot choose to be who and however you want to be, but know that you do have agency and control over those things. So that's all I want to say. And I'm going to stop preaching, but love you much. And remember to hold space for yourself, okay? Hold space for yourself. And if you are looking to cry and if you are looking to be miserable and depressed like me, what I want to be, and when I don't want to be, I won't, okay? So if you are looking to be super sad, the songs of the week are really going to be perfect for you. So In Your Atmosphere, live version only by John Mayer. The Farm by Haim off their new album, which is amazing. Also a breakup album. Thank you. Or Clear Blue by Lorde. All right. So let's do that. Let's get that out. 4th of July is coming. I know we don't celebrate American independence because, barf, am I right? But let's go Joey Chestnut on these dogs. I cannot wait to celebrate. I will be heading to Wisconsin. I will see you next week. Thank you for listening and being nice to me. That's it. Subscribe, like, please rate, review, and be really nice to me, or else remember 5 stars only. We don't accept any less. This has been Gay Rave. I am the Gabby L, and the L is for, say it with me, love you. Bye.
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.